God's presence requires cleanliness, and part of that is purity. Freedom from clutter, clamor. What is the biggest thing that destroys this cornucopia view of life that a child has? Okay? A prepubescent child, where it's just beautiful, okay? Loquacity. People talking too much. People talking your right arm off. This is the most common problem in society. I like talking like an Indian. Just hi, bye, yes, no. The most essential words and nothing else. Just conciseness. Somebody says they like WhatsApp better than email. I don't like it at all. In email, you should write a concise paragraph, exactly what you mean and nothing more. The other person writes a concise paragraph back. But with WhatsApp, it encourages loquacity, garrulousness, on and on and on and on and on. I don't like it. I want concision. I want somebody to send me the whole thing and nothing more, and I'll write one back so I can get back to my work. Not talking all day long. But that is most of society. And that is what keeps you from this beautiful cornucopia, is loquacity, logorrhea, too many words, on and on and on, just trying to get attention. There's a horror to being an inner person when the rest of the world is outer. They're all into outer, shaking hands, social, conviviality, and you're into the inner journey, which is a journey of adventureness, and it's exciting to the true self and God who created it. But there's a real problem. The whole world is just busy talking. It's clamorous, and they don't understand you. And it seems your inner journey seems to attract them to ask questions and on, fight with you, collide with you, change you, make you adapt to them. Yeah, you march to a different drummer if you're in an inner journey. The whole rest of the world, they're all like that. It's the bell-shaped curve. Most of humanity is the herd, and you're not. And with time, you're less and less like them. They don't understand you, and then it can even become violent. When I relocated and got my fence and locked gate, I thought, boy, peace at last. When I lived in that desert town, people kept knocking on my door. It was just continuous. I didn't have the assertion power to enforce my boundaries. I let them in, or I over-explained why I wanted to be alone. It was just clamor to me, chaos. But when I moved and I have a fence and a locked gate, every time I lock that gate, I think, oh, I have the whole day to myself. How wonderful. I once read about a scientific discoverer, Edison. He had the same problem. Smart people have this problem. The rest of the world, talk, logorrhea. And they just want to escape it. So he told people, well, I've had a stroke. I can't answer all your questions. I'm sorry. I'm on overload. You're bringing burnout by talking so much. And my husband said, well, why should a person have to lie like that to get some peace? And that's true. Why should we lie? But you don't want to hurt their feelings. You want to say, you talk too much. Can you just please be concise what you want and not go on and on and on, and just state it in a paragraph, and I'll write it back in a paragraph, and that's it. Okay? No trying to persuade me to see things your way. Just definitive. But most people aren't like that. But I think that story about Edison, a famous scientific discoverer, is very instructive. He actually had to tell people he had had a stroke. Picture this. You're enjoying your day. It's wonderful. You're having a great time. You're inside your mind. You're inventing things, designing things, thinking of the future, thinking all the things you want to do. using your potential. And then somebody arrives and talks your right arm off. Suddenly this wonderful cornucopia becomes a gray roadmap of reality. Our experience becomes grayed down. That's called mundaneity. You see, from the exciting, inventive, artistic adventure of life, where it's based on synchronicity and miracles, magic coincidences happening, looking off to the mountain vistas and just dreaming, to loquacity, gray roadmap. That's life. You got to escape it. Boundaries are the way. Do you know that people make you gain weight? It's called cortisol stress. When they talk so much and bug you and try to persuade you to think like them or do what they want, it causes stress. And that causes abdominal fat to gather. It just happens. It's called cortisol belly. Stress. This often happens when people talk my right arm off. I notice the next day I've gained a couple pounds. That's from the stress of it. No more. It's not worth it. I don't like that. It's not just the weight gain. It's the fact that I have to spend the whole day in bed to heal. You know, and just as you heal, they come around again. Don't let people do that to you. Your energy should not be drained off. They are draining you, and you have a God-given job to do. It's not worth it. That's right. Cortisol belly. The stomach enlarges from stress around other people. You want to lose weight? Cut them loose. Jesus himself had boundaries. He administered to the multitudes, but then he retreated to lonely places to pray. He escaped the herd man. He escaped the crowd. He didn't want crowd fatigue. He had the biggest job on earth to do. Okay? He felt compassion for the masses, but he escaped to lonely places. If the Son of God required distance to remain aligned with God, you do too. Okay? He was powerful. We are weak. We are easily drained. We get fat in the belly. We gain weight. We become just bored and we lose our optimism. We lose our inventiveness. We lose our hope. We got to go to bed. We got to take a nap. Just drudgery. That's the way life becomes. From a cornucopic, colorful life to a gray roadmap of reality. No way. You don't want to be misaligned with God. God doesn't expect you to help losers who don't repent and just they expect you to rescue them and then they stay the same way. They don't change. God doesn't want that. Helping is not holy if it empties you and enables them. Most people are narcissists these days, okay? They are, barnacles on a ship. They are just sucking you dry. They want you just to enable them and just drain you, siphon off all your energy. No, that's not holy, okay? It's holy to maintain your energy, draw boundaries, choose who you want to help, and help those who will change. Burnout. Burnout is not a badge of faithfulness. It is the enemy's main weapon to keep you drained. It's his favorite way to keep you down from doing God's work. Burnout. That's what I have when people come around with their loquacity. Talking. I think they don't even care if I'm listening. They just want to hear themselves talk. It's a way of getting attention. That's what people want. Attention. I think it is mankind's main neurosis is loquacity. A drained spirit cannot discern clearly. That is the reason the enemy uses loquacity, and burnout. You can't discern anymore. You've got to be able to discern reality from right, from wrong, from people you should help under God's direction and people you shouldn't. People who are just a parasite. God doesn't want that. Discernment. That's what you're losing with burnout. Most importantly, protecting your energy is not selfish. It is spiritual warfare. That's how we fight the devil. Protecting our own energy. That's it. That's spiritual warfare because he's in there to drain you. Einstein proved it's all just energy. Everything in the universe is just energy at different rates of speed. And mind energy is the fastest. Okay? And Satan wants to come in there and slow it down. Turn everything to drudgery, mundaneity, gray roadmap. He doesn't want you be inspired and motivated. Okay? So remember that. Spiritual warfare is drawing your boundaries and maintaining your energy. Helping the wrong people may seem holy to you. Oh, I'm holy. You know, I used to do that. I'd help everybody. But it's not. It's disobedience. They're not going to change. They're just using you. They're just little gremlins coming in to get your energy and to get access to you. People don't deserve access to you just because they want it. That's where discernment comes in. Don't let it happen. Maintain your energy and keep the devil out. Now, some of these people aren't evil. They're just misaligned. Doesn't matter. Okay? You can give some advice, whatever. They don't get access. If they're misaligned, they're going to misalign you. It's the contagion of madness. It's systems theory. Dysfunctional systems affect everybody in the network. And you can be brought down. Why? Because you're an empath. Okay? You have high spiritual powers, but you are the other side of the narcissist. They want to come in and get the empath. No way. Maintain your energy. Draw your boundaries. Lastly, sometimes God withholds the revelation that could bring you to success until you let go. As I said in the previous video, separation is simultaneous with you shooting up. It's the same minute. You let go, God brings the revelation for success. It says in the Bible that God brings one up, while he pushes the other down. It's the same thing. One up, one down. Success does not come from the east or the west. It comes from God. And he pushes one down and the other up. Just accept it and then go on. Now ask yourself, am I willing to obey even when acceptance looks like walking away? Yes. Your very soul is at stake.